Hi guys, welcome back to part 4 of our Fortran tutorial. In the last video we had a little look at variable types and how to declare them. We looked at the three main variable types, which was integer, real, and our character or string type variable. The other ones that we're going to look at now is logical, complex and double complex. Okay, let's start off with a simpler one of the three here, and that is the logical. Logical, as it suggests, is a purely Boolean type of variable. So it can only recognize whether something is true or false, or high, low, whichever way you like to think about it. I'm a PLC programmer by training, so the logical Boolean type stuff is mainly what I do on a day-to-day basis. But logical, can't even spell today. If my spelling goes a little awry, it's mainly because my typing hand is terrible at the moment. I've just still recovering from a broken wrist, but we'll keep going, we'll try. Okay, so what we need to declare our logical type and our variable. So we'll just call our logical type, and we'll use our standard variable type at the moment, which is A. So what we've said is that A is only going to be able to recognize either a true or false value. Okay, so if we set A equal to, now at this point we have to remember a slightly different thing here on the data or the variable type. If we want to say that something is true or false, it's the dot or period, true, followed by another period. Okay, and I tell you what we'll do is we'll go back up to that declaration. You can declare as many variables under that one line as you like, as you can fit on, and there is a limit to the length of line that you can put on. But what we'll do is we'll also declare B as a logical type as well. And then what we can do is we'll also say B is equal to, and the same will be false, so it's period, false, period. And then what we can just do is we'll just add a quick print and comma, and we'll do A comma B. Okay, if we run that now, what you'll see coming up is true and false. Okay, now that's a simple Boolean type of variable there. Now what you can do, but is not always recommended, is I can put A equals 1 and B equals 0. Now this works, but it does tend to give us a little bit of a warning. Even though we've set these to 1 and 0, which effectively are integers, we still get our true and our false. But if you scroll back to your build tab here and just roll up, you'll see that we get a couple of warnings. Okay, and if I click that, it's showing me that this is a warning here, and it's actually the same warning there, but my cursor moves down. And that basically saying is, although it's kind of true, it is a warning that it's not quite the way that you should actually do that. I can actually put in a value above 1, and I still get the true or false. But if I go -52 for B, I get a true. You see, so it's basically not 0, it's ignoring the minus figure, which technically in a Boolean world anything below 0 should be false, but in this case it's not. It's recognized that it's not 0, it's ignoring the the signing of that variable, which is this case minus 52, and it's going, well, it's not 0, so I'll just class it as true. In the strictest of sense, always use the period.false and the period.true. That way you shouldn't get any warnings whatsoever of your variable types and programming. Okay, there we go. So that's the logical. Okay, the next is complex. Okay, now complex, again, we'll just do the A. We'll just scrap that one off there. Now complex value is a way here of, oops, what am I doing? A is equal to, now if you open your brackets, you put your value in, which we'll put in as 5, and then you put in what we call a imaginary number. So let's put 8. So we're adding two values here. We're not adding as in the mathematical sense, but we're placing two variables into, or two pieces of data into one variable. And if I print the AA out here again, you'll see that I get 5 and 8. Whoops, sorry, 5 and 8, but in real types. We'll go more into complex types later on in videos. I'm just really showing you what these data types are. There's also one more, which is the double complex. Notice the length of the output here. Okay, and we'll just do it again, and we are now using double the length that we did before, so that gives us a much better definition if we're using integer values. Now again, double complex and complex and even the logical will probably come across again later when I make more videos and go into these complex types a little bit deeper and in more detail. So for now, I just wanted to really show you that there are other types. There are a few other types. There's constant and various other things as well that we can put in. So for example, if I put oh, it's not constant. I forget at the moment. Never mind. There are constant types, and we'll deal with those, and there's various other variable types of kind and etc. So we'll deal with that later. All I really wanted to show you was the other three main types, which was the complex, the logical, and the double complex. So what you can, and if I let me just copy this. This just gives you another quick look at, I might have to change that variable there to a double. There we go. Let's just change that to a double, and we can, saves me typing all of this. I just paste that in there. Notice that I need to put, you see, I'm falling over myself now. Right, when we're using a complex type, notice the values here, okay, and we run that and we get our value out. Now if I change that to, that obviously moves our decimal point 3 places, and this moves the decimal point 2 places, okay. But if I use a double, this may work, it may give us a warning. It's worked, it's fine. But what you should really do is just tell the system here that the value that you're placing in, even though you're reducing the length here, what we've put in there, instead of the E, we've changed it D to D for double, okay. And if we run that, it still works, it still gives us our value, but again, it's good programming practice just for you to know that when you are placing variables like this or values like this into a variable, change the D to an E or an E to a D, depending on whether you're using a double or just a single or a complex or a double complex. It gives you a little bit of way of finding out which variables belong to which data values, etc. In some of the more complicated algorithms that you may make, this may become a deciding factor on whether the actual program runs correctly or not. Okay, I'm not a mathematician, as you've probably noticed. I am a programmer 9 times out of 10, so all I wanted to do is just show you those other types there. We will deal with constants, etc. a little bit later on in other videos as we start going through. Alright, in the next videos we'll hope to do start some programming really, and we'll start going through some of the other keywords, functions, and arrays and so on and such like. So for now, I hope that's been helpful and enjoyable. If there's any questions or comments, please leave them on YouTube and I will do my best to answer them. If you subscribe, if you care to subscribe, then you'll be notified of any future videos that I'll be making. Alright, take care for now, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.